Welcome to Out Geeked. This is Al.
This is Mike.
And this show is all about rating, evaluating SH Figuarts, model kits that you can build from ground up, and also Lego kits, Lego sets, Lego models, whatever we can geek out on and have a good time, sit back and just geek out on. We will have it right here.
Yep. These toys, cards, Lego sets, figures, you name it, represent a piece of our childhood and adulthood. They are our generation of art. We have them displayed all over the house. We're not worried about the collector's value. We take them out of the box, display them, and show them a little piece of ourselves.
That's absolutely correct. And now let's go ahead and geek out with Out Geeked, and let's get to the show. Welcome to another episode of Out Geek. Thank you for joining us. And today we have some exciting speedsters that were also shown in the first few episodes of Out Geek as Lego models. But today we have our action figures by Good Smiles, which I have here, Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog, the blue bird himself, the fastest thing alive.
And then I have Thorn Rose, made by Jakks Pacific, an alternate version of Amy Rose.
So some really cool action figures that we're going to go over today, and we're really excited to show you guys. Remember that we're not afraid to take them out of the box and lose that collector's value, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And we like to show them in different action poses. And show them out to our friends. This is our style of art, and we like to show them off.
Yeah, our generation of art. Each of these figures, toys, Lego sets, you name it, represent a piece of ourselves, and we like to have them displayed around the house.
All right, so hold on and get ready for the show. So welcome back to our show. Today I have Sonic the Hedgehog by Good Smiles. And real quick, pretty much we all know who Sonic the Hedgehog is. This little guy here is really close to my heart because I grew up watching him eating the famous chili dogs going at the speed of sound. And just really, really, really big part of my childhood as I was growing up. His famous slippers, really that are red and white with the big buckle, the big yellow buckle on the side, which make him go really fast. And he is carrying the Chaos Emerald, really well known, which is how he goes supersonic. This figure is really cool. I had already opened it previously before making this video, or actually even thinking of making this YouTube channel. This little guy sits right above my work desk. Just when I take a break, take a deep breath, taking a break from work, just look at it and say, all right, let's go. So he comes with really cool items. As we see here, he comes with the invincibility pot, and the pot, you can open it up like that. And you can swap up the invincibility. You can pick it up and you can swap them up with other items that we have here. We have the 20 rings. We have the bubble or the shield, however you guys want to call it. I know when I was little, I used to call it the shield.
Yeah, it's still the shield.
Or the oval. I don't know why, but it's called the oval.
That's funny, the oval.
The oval, yeah. And then, we have the super speed and the extra life. So those you can rip out and put them in. Obviously, I took out the invincibility, which is my favorite, and I ripped it up and I put it in the pot. So this is the one that I'm showing right here. Put these back together. It's really easy to put back together. They just snap in and there. So he does come with his famous poses and his hand gestures. You guys already know he's always waving it no to Mr. Eggman or giving you a thumbs up. And then he has his close-up fist to go with his other close-up fist for the running position. So really well thought out by Good Smile. And right here we have the famous checkpoints. So these ones, they do move.
Okay.
To the side up, and they do come apart. So now we know that they do come apart. But pretty much they just sit there, and you can. I wish they would have had maybe the red little balls.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Pop them in and pop them out. But other than that, it's really cool. Usually you can just sit it right here in the front and, make it a little scene of him running through the checkpoint or towards the checkpoint. So really good detail figure by them. They did a really good job on the Chaos Emerald, which is what he uses to use his powers once he collects all 7.
Yep, 7.
And he goes supersonic. So really cool figure. I have him on his little stand. He has a little hole in the back between his spikes on his back, and you can just put it in there. They'll just hold him. He'll be held in place so that you can either put him on a jumping little ball or have him running in the air, kind of like that, and move him around. But other than that, it's a very good figure. They did a really good job. Very classic look of Sonic. I don't know. I feel like he's a little bit of a mixture of today's Sonic with old Sonic. It's not really old.
No, yeah, because
old retro Sonic he has a little bit of the new look and the old look together.
Yeah, because classic Sonic doesn't have the green eyes.
Yeah, so they did a really, really good job of mixing them and giving it its own look. He does come with different facial expressions too, where you can swap his eyes. If you look closely, he just has a little smile there. And on this one, he has a little frowny. And the one he has on, he's just smirking with some teeth out. So it's a little bit different. Other than that, it was good job by him. Oh, and I lost a foot. So putting it back in there.
Even in toy form, he's the fastest thing alive. You got to keep running.
Keep running.
He's standing still too long.
Yeah. So there you have it. This is my sweet new, or not new, but my sweet special Good Smile Sonic the Hedgehog that I purchased online. Price I purchased it was about $56, $50, so not badly priced. I used to have a different one, but I accidentally, or not me, but one of my kids got a hold on it of it and broke its hand, and I had to buy a new one. So really cool figure. I recommend it. The only really draw thing that I could say would be just the little red balls, but that's really being picky.
Yeah, I feel like they could. Can I see it real quick? I feel like they could have came up with a way to flick it, and he could just change colors or rotate, or they could have been I seen toys that will have the other opposite end, and you flick it and it'll just come out the other way. Like when Sonic crosses the checkpoints, it makes that little flick, and you see the stars and stuff, the checkpoints now. That would have been cool. Yeah, that would have been something that if they would have done it to be interactive with the checkpoint, the actual checkpoint. Other than that, really good figure. I love it. It just sits on my computer room for work, and he just holds the Chaos Emerald, and that's how I have it displayed. I've saved the box, so I do put these guys in the box, so I have them if I want to change them, but I haven't really changed them, so he just stays like that, and that's how I have them displayed at the moment. So really good figure. I recommend it if you're a Sonic fan to check it out. I got it on Amazon. I'm sure if you go to the Good Smiles website, maybe you can find it. They might have different versions of it, maybe a bigger version. I remember the first time that I bought it was a smaller box. Second time I bought it, it had all these other extra stuff with it. The first time I bought it, it only came with the Chaos Emerald and maybe I think it was a different facial expression, and that's it. But this time around, when I bought it the second time, it did bring all this stuff. So truly recommend it. If you guys want to get on it, just look it up, and we will also leave if I can find one. They're kind of a little bit rare. They're a little bit rare to find. If I can find it on Amazon, I will post it if you guys are interested. Yeah, I never seen one in a store or anything, because I know I go to some stores with collectibles and whatnot. I haven't seen anything to that degree. It looks real nice. I like the hybrid between classic and modern Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really what got me into the figure itself. I mean, there's a lot of other ones that you see on Target or on Walmart, but it just it did not do the justice this one does to Sonic. So
because there's hundreds of Sonic toys out there, and they all range from good quality to meh. Mm-hmm. This one for sure is high tier. This is a good one. It's nice. It's rare to see a Chaos Emerald that's actually see through. A lot of Chaos Emerald toys are solid and they're not really see through. This one's actually kind of shiny and sparkly. Yeah, I like that. And then the item pod looks nice. see through with the items, which is kind of cool that you could interchange them. I like it. I might pick one myself.
Yeah, it's a really good find. So yeah, I will leave a link so you guys can take a look at it if you guys are interested, and you can. It's a really good gift for anybody, so an adult my age, or even for little kids now growing up watching the new movies of Sonic that are coming out.
Yeah, definitely. If I would recommend, probably like for this, especially with this detail, probably 10 and up, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody younger, because this is definitely like you could play with it, but it's definitely meant to be displayed.
Yeah, it's more display. Believe me, yeah. The first one I had, my daughter got a hold of it, and she broke it. So, and the way she broke it was one of the arms or one of the hands got stuck. It broke off and it got stuck in there, so I couldn't take it out.
His wrist
got stuck. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So he was Sonic with one hand.
The joint. This time the joints on joints failed.
The joints on joints fails. Yeah, but it was due to a 2-year-old playing with it. She got a hold of it, and yeah.
So you're telling me the way Dr. Eggman could defeat Sonic the Hedgehog is release a 2-year-old on him?
Release to a year. Yep, release a 2-year-old.
Hey, that might work out. I mean, all those robots and stuff failed. The 2-year-olds ripped his wrist off, so it might work out.
Yeah. So what you got over there, Michael?
I brought my Thorn Rose Jakks Pacific figure. I bought that at GameStop for $14.99, so $15. I picked this one up and the other one, the Rusty Rose toy, for the same price when I pre-ordered Sonic Superstars. Funny enough, I pretty much bought these two toys and then pre-ordered that game.
Okay.
Thorn Rose, if some of you may not know, is an alternate version of Amy Rose. And into the Sonic verse, Sonic shatters the prism crystal and launches into like the multiverse. And then on episode 4, Unwelcome to the Jungle, Sonic gets transported to the Boss Cage maze. It's a huge jungle plant. Not a jungle plant. It's pretty much imagine Green Hill Zone, but just engulfed in jungle.
Okay.
Engulfing like nonstop growing trees and whatnot. And it's because of the prism crystal that's like in a tree, it just keeps growing vegetation. And mostly the other survivors are living on top of some trees. The alternate version of Knuckles, Rouge, Big, and Tails are on top of this tree house, starving because they're afraid of going down the level and needs to get more food, because Thorn Rose is in the bottom and preventing any of them getting food because she's 100% protecting the environment. She sees those guys as destroying the environment, no sense of friendship or nothing. She's just there to protect that jungle and nothing else. She's pretty much, like I was saying, 100% protect the environment and 0 let's be friends. Total opposite of Amy. She's literally just, as I call her, the extreme version. Aggressive, angry. I don't want to be your friend. You get out of my territory. You leave me in the jungle alone. If you come even near
she's a park ranger, huh?
Pretty much. A very aggressive, hammer-wielding park ranger. The toy itself is pretty cool. I like it. Fairly detailed. This one's meant to be played, unlike the Good Smiles one. But for like a meant to be played toy, I kind of like it a lot. It shows her quills in different colors. She braided them differently. More of an aggressive look than the typical Amy Rose. She comes with her hammer, made out of a stone and wood, all natural, no metal, no nothing. On the cartoon, she attached a prism crystal here that will help her control like the mixed vines and other plant life. She also, on the cartoon, she had this giant flicky that was pretty much like the size of a velociraptor that she rode. Funny enough, I have her posing with my other dinosaurs in my room because she's just a very primal design. Different from her original design, she has spiked bracelets, jungle outfit, not the iconic red dress that she typically wears. Ears pierced, more savage design than her OG self. Sonic Prime came out in December 15, 2022. Pretty good show. It's definitely a kid's show. It's a very kid, but I watched it. It kept me entertained. Season 2 was pretty good too. I recommend it. And if you ever, season 3 is coming up, I believe next December. 2024 in December. I could be wrong. We'll put the date in the bottom. Great cartoon, great character. There's other versions of Amy Rose in the multiverse. There's Rusty Rose, where she got roboticized and made into a robot. There's Black Rose, where she's a pirate. But Thorn Rose is my favorite version. It's an Amy Rose that's just pretty much angry with the world, and she is like, nobody taking care of the environment, so I'm going to make sure I would do it myself. Because you got to remember, in the multiverses, there's no Sonic. So there's obviously no good the hero to save everybody. It's everybody in their
Everybody's there for themselves.
yeah, everybody there for themselves, and they're all in their extremes. Like they're all either they're like extremely good or extremely evil, or just I'm only here for this, and that's the only thing I care about. Like for example, the pirate Knuckles, he's an adventurer, but he's super greedy. He's only there for himself. Like it's all the extremes. So it's like what's missing in their lives is Sonic the Hedgehog. Because without Sonic, they go back crazy insane, or they do some other stuff, or they turn evil. It's just crazy. It's kind of cool to see what would happen if there was no Sonic in the universe. What
kind of affect a person? It's funny that you're pretty much telling us how the story affects people. So it's funny how a kids cartoon has such a deep message about how other people can affect other people,
which is cool. I do like that in the kids cartoon. It's that message like you actually affect other people's lives. You being there could be like, hey, just being in somebody's presence can like keep them from tilting from like the extremes. So I do like that little mess. Like, what is a world in a Sonic universe where Sonic does not exist? Like the egg yolk city is Eggman took over. There was no good guy. For example, because Amy is my favorite character, I'm going to mostly focus on her. Rusty Rose in that universe, she got turned into a robot because there's nobody there to save the day. Thorn Rose, because nobody's there to protect the environment, because Sonic is 100% pro-environmentalist. She took it upon herself, and she took it to extreme to the fact that other people are starving because she would not let people in the jungle. So it's cool to see that idea. Like, if Sonic doesn't exist in these universes, what's going on with these versions of Green Hill? Good cartoon.
Very good take on, very good take on that cartoon. Way to go for Sonic Team to generate such cartoon to get a different take on the actual show, just to give some different perspective on what other might like.
Oh yeah, we might like, and like just seeing the what ifs, like the what ifs, like for example, going back to like the other version of the parallel universe, like Rusty Rose. What if in Sonic Adventure she wasn't able to protect the Flicky? She would have turned into a robot. That's pretty much what it implies. What if there's no Sonic? Who's going to protect the environment? Somebody else can, but unlike Sonic, she had no social skills, so she's pretty much aggressively kicking people out. It's just that what if. Like, I like that what if. And then other characters like Tails, for example, in New York City 9, without Sonic, he didn't have a friend. So he became like this mad scientist kind of character, untrusting people. So it's cool. I like it. And then, like I said, with the toy itself, basic joints and function. It's like I said, this one's meant to be played. It's not a typical display item. This is meant for a child, little boy or girl that wants to play their toy. It has your basic articulation, basic head movement. What really got me was for a $15 toy, it's fairly detailed. I actually liked how it looks. It's displayed in my Amy Rose shelf. I literally have what I call the Amyversity because I have different versions of the character. I have Thorn, I have Rusty, I have modern Amy, I have classic Amy. I have like 2 Amy plushies. I have a rubber duck Amy Rose. I have whatever you name it. I buy it because unlike Nintendo, Sega realizes that there's fans of other characters, so they make products. So it's kind of cool. And it's kind of cool as of late, the character herself got a bit more, I would say, more respect to the community, because at first the character was kind of hated for a while because I'm sorry, I guess a little girl having a crush on somebody is wrong, I guess. But now these days, the character got better throughout the years. In 2023 became the year of Amy Rose. We got Super Amy. We got her playable once again in games, and I'm looking forward to see if she shows up in a Sonic movie.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would definitely be awesome. Oh, yeah. So the Sonic, we were talking earlier off the channel or off the episode, as we were pretty much editing and stuff like that. We were talking about how in Sonic Frontiers, Mr. Sonic gets something called Super Sonic 2.
Yeah, which is crazy. In the DLC, after with the help of Knuckles, Amy, and Tails, they collect the Chaos Emeralds while Sonic is trying to do past these trials to unlock a new stage. Pretty much Super Sonic 2, pretty much Super Saiyan 2. And they're not even hiding it. I mean, he literally had his eyes changed to blue, and I swear I thought I saw like little lightning bolts like Super Saiyan 2. Great game. Sonic Frontiers, especially the DLC, adds on to more of the game. I can't wait to see Super Sonic 2 in later games.
All he needs is just a bang, right?
Oh,
like, that famous Super Saiyan bang.
To tell you the truth, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for like one of his quills to like get undone and it just covers his eyes. And I was like, all right, Sega, you're not even hiding it.
You're not even hiding it no more.
And it's a great game. Great game. Free DLC.
Yeah, it's actually a really good game, and they don't even charge you for the DLC. It's free.
Like, yeah, granted, when we bought the game a year ago and we waited a year for the DLC, which is fine because, like I said, it was free. It's 100% free. I didn't mind the wait. If they charged me, then I would have complained. Like, if like, oh, $15.99, I was like, nah. But it's free. It added 3 playable characters, added an amazing boss fight in the end. I kind of wish that was the real final boss instead of fighting a moon. But
yeah, big meteor.
But I get what the moon was supposed to be, because somebody explained it to me once, and I kind of like the theory that, you remember the bad guy's called the End, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it turns into like your biggest fear, and what would be Sonic's biggest fear is a lifeless planet.
Okay.
So I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, that's didn't think about that.
So I was like, okay, cool. I like that idea. My only thing I would change in that boss fight, and nothing against Sage. I like Sage, Dr. Eggman's robot, like AI daughter. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it should have been Sonic, and then his friends powered him up to fight the moon by himself. I feel like that would be cool. Like, I kind of like the Sonic Adventure style bosses where he gets powered up by the power of friendship and whatnot, and he fights like these giant monsters. Which that's why I kind of like the DLC's final boss, because that's pretty much what it is. It's an adventure boss fight. You get powered up, you're fighting this giant monster, Super Saiyan 2, Super Sonic 2, and his friends are in the background charging up a machine, and he has to give them time to like charge up this machine to shoot like this laser to pierce the moon, which is cool. It's a good, like, I kind of like that.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely have to get back into it and start playing it again so I can get to that boss. It really sounds like it was very fun. I did beat the game. Mm-hmm. I did platinum it. But
same here. Only game I ever platinum.
Yeah, I haven't gonna get back to it. But yeah, that's an actual really cool figure of Amy or Thorn Rose.
Yep.
And you're right. Nowadays they don't make good action figures like this one. Mm-hmm. Usually you pay a lot, like for $10 for this little thing.
Yes.
That's hardly any details on it. And I remember when I was little, we used to buy Power Rangers that would flip or morph, by pressing the button, or even Transformers that just had details after details. Yes. They were bigger toys, and they were like $6, $8. They were cheaper than what they are now, and the same price range you don't get.
Yeah, you get a cheapo toy that doesn't bend, which I find it crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we're kind of a little bit of a toy tangent. I mean, this is a toy channel, funny, but like a lot of kids don't play with toys, and I figured the toy should cost a little bit more cheaper, because you're mostly adults, which I guess they're smarter on that one, because adults have more expendable money. But I'll pay an extra $1 if you put more detail on the toy. Because I've seen toys like,
for example, the ones that we've been buying for the show, they're $40, $30, $50, but that's because they have a lot of details and they look good and they look kind of like what we used to buy back in the day.
Pretty much.
That's what it is.
And then that's why I caught my eye with this toy and Rusty, because for $15, they're pretty nicely detailed. It literally feels like I'm watching like cartoon accurate toys. Like, I mean, I honestly didn't. I rewatched it again. I honestly didn't even notice that she highlighted her quills differently when I bought the toy. I was like, oh, that's new. And then I watched
different color.
Yeah, I watched it. It's like, oh yeah, she actually is different highlights on it. I mean, this one is definitely not the cutesy, fun-loving, friendly Amy that we all know and love. This one's more aggressive. I will end you if you to stay in my jungle too long. Well, yeah, it's cool. I love the show, different variations of many characters. If next time I'll bring my Rusty Rose, and if I feel like purchasing, I might get like the Knuckles, the different versions of Knuckles, the different versions of Tails. I like the message that you don't know, you not being there in somebody's life might affect another person differently.
Yeah, that idea. Now we're really getting deep in this show.
I know, it's the crazy thing about Sonic. Like, somehow, speaking about Sonic, you go deeper than you need to be.
Yeah,
it's the most cheesiest power of friendship franchise ever, but you get deep. in this franchise.
You definitely do. But thank you for watching. This concludes our episode of the review of Sonic the Hedgehog from Good Smile
and Thorn Rose from Jakks Pacific.
I hope you liked and enjoyed our delivery of these action figures and the background of it and why we purchased it and what it means to us. But thank you for joining us. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell. Give us a thumbs up and share with your friends.
And then if for my fellow Sonic Prime watchers, if they ever add any other Sonic characters, let's say like Cream the Rabbit, Silver the Hedgehog, Blaze the Cat, for example, how would they act differently knowing that there is no Sonic the Hedgehog in their universe? And if you're a fan of Thorn and Rusty Rose, let me know.
That's right. So leave those ideas in the comment below. And always remember, geek out.
This is our style, our generation of art. Would you say, how some people have art display in their house, statues, busts. We have these toys that we like to display.